Tom Bower just dropped the kind of royal bombshell that can destroy reputations, fracture bloodlines, and send palace handlers into full panic mode. And now people are saying Prince Harry is spiraling behind the scenes because the questions around little Lilibet are no longer staying trapped inside internet gossip forums. They're exploding into mainstream conversation. Everybody thought Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had escaped the royal machine forever. California sunshine, Netflix cameras, multi-million-dollar deals, a carefully crafted freedom story sold to the world like a modern fairy tale. They walked away from Buckingham Palace claiming they wanted peace, privacy, healing, honesty. That was the brand. That was the image. But suddenly, that glossy image is cracking in the most dangerous way possible because the internet has become obsessed with one explosive question surrounding Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor and Archie Mountbatten-Windsor. And now, thanks to commentary linked to royal biographer Tom Bower, the entire thing has escalated into absolute chaos. The scary part? This story stopped feeling like normal celebrity gossip a long time ago. Because when you're dealing with the British monarchy, bloodlines are not just family matters. Bloodlines are power, titles, succession, legacy. The entire institution is built on that foundation. So the second people began questioning timelines, pregnancies, hospital stories, and birth announcements, this became radioactive. And suddenly, social media transformed into a full-blown royal investigation unit. People replaying old clips, zooming into pregnancy photos, comparing dates, slowing down interviews frame by frame like detectives trying to crack a hidden code. And once the internet enters that mode, good luck stopping it. What really sent this situation into overdrive was the fact that Tom Bower's name became attached to the broader discussion online. Because Tom Bower is not viewed like some random gossip account screaming conspiracy theories for clicks. He has built an entire reputation around exposing powerful people, digging into scandals, investigating contradictions, and dragging uncomfortable stories into public view. So the second his name started floating around these conversations, critics immediately treated it like confirmation that something bigger might be hiding underneath the surface. And now, the internet has completely lost control. Some people are openly asking whether surrogacy was involved. Others are questioning whether palace officials knew more than they publicly admitted. And the reason this has become so explosive is because people are no longer accusing Harry and Meghan of simple privacy. Critics are accusing them of controlling a narrative so tightly that the silence itself now feels suspicious. Fair or unfair, that's the mood online. Every single day, they refuse to directly address the speculation. The theories grow larger. And in modern internet culture, silence doesn't calm controversy anymore. Silence feeds it. And honestly, the person taking the hardest public hit right now seems to be Harry himself. Meghan still gets portrayed online as polished, strategic, calculated. But Harry? People are suddenly talking about him like a man drowning emotionally inside a situation spinning beyond his control. Remember, after leaving the royal family, Harry rebuilt his identity around truth and vulnerability. Every interview, every documentary, every speech centered around honesty, trauma, fatherhood, healing, protecting his children. That became his public identity after the Oprah interview, the Netflix series, the memoir, all of it. But now critics are weaponizing that exact image against him. People keep asking the same brutal question over and over again. If transparency mattered so much, why does everything around the children feel so hidden? And that question is growing louder every single week. Because when people compare Harry and Meghan's children to the visibility surrounding Prince George of Wales, Princess Charlotte of Wales, and Prince Louis of Wales, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. Public appearances, balcony moments, family photographs, royal ceremonies, interactions with King Charles III, moments with Queen Elizabeth II before her death. Their place inside the royal structure feels documented and visible. But Archie and Lilibet? Almost complete mystery. Now, normally, that would not automatically mean anything suspicious because parents absolutely have the right to privacy. But critics argue the problem is the contradiction. Harry and Meghan built an empire exposing royal secrets while aggressively protecting their own. And that contradiction is what's making the internet spiral. People are now treating every missing detail like evidence, every vague timeline like a hidden clue, every legal response like strategic damage control. It has become a dangerous cycle where literally every move feeds the machine. Then came the old clips. That's when things got really ugly. Videos of Meghan talking about motherhood resurfaced everywhere. Harry smiling proudly beside her after Archie's birth. Interviews once viewed as sweet suddenly got dissected frame by frame by internet commentators acting like courtroom analysts. And once people started revisiting the Portland hospital story, the speculation exploded even harder. Critics claimed parts of the timeline felt vague. Others pointed to the unusual secrecy surrounding the birth announcement compared to traditional royal standards. No hospital steps moment, no major public reveal, no immediate presentation like the Diana or Catherine era. And suddenly that privacy transformed into fuel for non-stop suspicion. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace staying silent has only made the entire thing feel darker. Notice something strange? The palace is not loudly defending Harry and Meghan. Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, remain completely detached publicly. King Charles says nothing. There are no highly visible royal family moments pulling Archie and Lilibet back into the monarchy's public image. And online commentators are absolutely reading into that silence. Some now believe the palace is deliberately keeping distance because the rumors themselves have become too dangerous to touch publicly. And honestly, that theory alone has terrified royal watchers because now people aren't just discussing Harry and Meghan anymore. They're discussing possible institutional panic behind palace walls. Because if there's one thing monarchies fear more than scandal, it's uncertainty surrounding legitimacy, succession, and public trust. That's why this story keeps growing bigger no matter how many people try to dismiss it. The longer nobody directly confronts the speculation, the louder the internet becomes. And now the world feels trapped inside this bizarre situation where nobody knows what version of Harry and Meghan they're even supposed to believe anymore. Victims? Manipulators? Exhausted parents? Strategic celebrities? People genuinely cannot decide. The most damaging part of this entire scandal is not even the rumors themselves anymore. It's the collapse of trust surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Because whether the theories are true, exaggerated, or completely false almost stops mattering once the public begins believing there are hidden layers underneath the story. And that's exactly where things stand now. The internet has reached that terrifying stage where every silence feels strategic, every statement feels calculated, and every missing detail gets turned into another explosive clue. What people keep coming back to over and over again is the contradiction. Harry and Meghan built their entire post-royal empire on openness. They sat with Oprah Winfrey exposing family drama, racism allegations, private royal conversations, emotional trauma, security fears, and palace conflicts. Harry released a memoir revealing deeply personal details about the royal family. Their Netflix documentary opened the doors to private footage, emotional breakdowns, intimate home moments. They told the world they were finally reclaiming their truth. So now critics are asking why the one topic generating the most suspicion suddenly gets treated with total lockdown silence. And honestly, that disconnect is what's poisoning public perception right now. Because look at how internet culture works today. People no longer interpret silence as dignity. They interpret it emotionally. They assume unanswered questions automatically mean hidden information exists underneath. That's why every carefully managed PR response now backfires instantly. Every legal threat, every vague denial, every polished statement. Critics twist it into proof that something bigger is being protected behind closed doors. And whether that's fair or not almost doesn't matter anymore because public opinion has already started shifting hard against them. And the most dangerous part for Harry and Meghan is that they are no longer just royals. They are a commercial brand. Netflix deals, media partnerships, interviews, books, public speaking contracts. Their entire empire depends on authenticity and trust. But now authenticity itself is exactly what audiences are questioning. Critics keep saying the California freedom story has completely collapsed under the weight of non-stop controversy. Instead of peace and healing, the public conversation around them became lawsuits, royal feuds, money battles, security fights, failed projects, and now endless speculation surrounding the children. That transformation in image has been brutal to watch in real time. And honestly, you can feel sympathy disappearing from the public mood. A few years ago, Harry and Meghan were protected aggressively online. Any criticism toward them instantly triggered backlash. Supporters saw Harry as Princess Diana's wounded son escaping a toxic institution. Meghan was viewed by supporters as someone crushed by the British press. But now, even casual audiences who never cared about royal gossip are starting to side-eye inconsistencies. The tone online has changed massively. Critics feel validated. Neutral viewers are becoming skeptical. And Harry himself increasingly looks emotionally exhausted every time he appears publicly. Every recent interview feels heavy. He talks about isolation, missing the UK, wanting his children to know their family, feeling unsafe, feeling disconnected from his old life. And critics are weaponizing that too, painting this image of a man trapped inside a reality that turned out nothing like he imagined. Some online commentators now openly claim Harry underestimated Meghan's ambition entirely. They argue he thought he was escaping into a quiet family life while Meghan saw enormous Hollywood opportunities attached to royal status. Prince. Again, none of that is confirmed, but the narrative itself has exploded online. And once narratives take hold publicly, they become incredibly difficult to reverse. Then there's the money conversation, which keeps following them everywhere. People constantly bring up Spotify, Netflix, memoir deals, interviews, documentaries, and critics say Harry and Meghan became financially dependent on selling royal drama to the world. So now every new controversy automatically gets interpreted as another chapter in an endless media strategy. That level of distrust is catastrophic for public image because once audiences start believing celebrities are managing every emotion and every headline strategically, authenticity disappears completely. Meanwhile, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, continue projecting the exact opposite image publicly. Stability, tradition, family unity, public appearances, royal events, calm routines. Compared to the chaos surrounding Harry and Meghan, William and Catherine suddenly look even stronger to many people watching from the outside. And that contrast may actually be hurting Harry and Meghan more than the rumors themselves, because it visually reinforces the idea that one side of the royal family stayed grounded while the other side spiraled into non-stop drama. And now the world feels stuck inside one giant, uncomfortable question nobody can answer. Are Harry and Meghan victims of obsessive internet conspiracy culture? Or are they hiding details they never expected the public to question this aggressively? Right now, people genuinely cannot decide. But one thing is absolutely certain. Until they directly confront the speculation or somehow shift attention away from it completely, this story is not going anywhere. Because once public trust begins cracking, every future interview, every documentary, every carefully crafted statement gets filtered through suspicion first. And that is the kind of reputational damage that doesn't disappear quietly. That's the kind of damage that can permanently redefine how an entire royal era is remembered.